I mean, it started with Whiteside just being incredibly dominant. I think that it was clear you came into a gym that they were playing extremely good basketball. We couldn't guard them. We really had a hard time guarding them individually, and we give them credit. They're really playing at a high level right now.
You did cut that 18-point lead to 5 in the second quarter, outscored them by 3 in that frame. What was working well specifically there?
I just feel like we were able to get multiple stops and take those opportunities and put pressure at the offensive end when you're always taking the ball out of the net and you're really struggling to guard them individually. It's tough to stay in it over the long haul. And it's funny, like you look at the team that Miami started with, and through injuries and creative coaching, I think, by Eric, that they've tripped onto something that seems really good right now. They've tripped on a style, they've tripped on some players who've come into rotation, assume different roles. I really, I give Spo in that program a lot of credit.
You also give him credit for getting like Dion to buy in, and he's more of an unselfish ball player now.
I mean, the whole thing. You go back and you look at some of the teams that they've beaten, and you look at the way they're playing. And Dion, you are correct. Like he's really playing at a hard to guard level. I feel like we talked a lot on the bench about you feel the game, you're just watching the game and feeling the game, and they really are very difficult individually to guard. I think when you miss, defensive players like Joel and Robert Covington, probably our two best defensive players, you felt that. I decided to sit Nerlens. He's come out of it with the flu. We learned 5 minutes before game time that Jaleel wasn't going to play. And so, that's life in the NBA, and you're trying to take what you got and make it work. By and large, we did not, play well tonight, and I give Miami credit for making us in many ways not play well.
What's Jaleel's status for Monday?
I don't know. We'll learn more about that tomorrow, but I don't know right now.
How much the lack of bigs impact this game? I mean, you had Nerlens technically, but he was sick during this game.
I mean, just all you got to do is just go straight to Donald Whiteside, and I give him a lot of credit the way he just took over the game. He was on, what did he have, 23 and 20? 30 and 20. And like that is just beyond dominating. And maybe with more healthy bodies, you could have competed a little bit more, but I don't want to take anything away from him. That was an incredibly impactful performance and an incredibly impactful first half that he had. He really, I thought, was the difference maker in that first half.
It's not really going to get easier with bigs when you have the Pistons coming up. So based on all the trouble you've had containing bigs on this road trip, how do you approach the Pistons now?
I mean, sometimes you got to go at it a different way and maybe go smaller. And it's a little bit of a counterintuitive way to handle it. Perhaps, by opening some things up and playing with more speed and more three-point shooting, will make the bigs less impactful. We tried to go with Dario and Irsan as our bigs in the second half. That was a result mostly of Nerlens, not really being ready to go, and you felt like the game was moving on past us, and so it seemed almost cruel to force him to play. But I think you have to get creative if it's true that Ja may be out for a while and we don't know that, or if Nerlens, sickness isn't sort of turning the other way and him getting better. Those types of things come to your mind on trying to figure out a way to compete and try to get a win.